Hello, good evening, everybody. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Miss Queen of Hearts Philippines 2021 Head to Head Challenge Level Up. And for tonight, I am your host, MJ Rarakat, your Mistress in Worldwide Philippines 2020. So, welcome everybody to everyone who's watching. You can share this live stream and also comment down below who your favorite candidates are. So tonight is our third episode, and it's now the battle between the pride of Atimon and Quezon, Sofia, and Sasmuan, Pampanga, Julia. So tonight we are live in our YouTube channel, Queen of Hearts TV, simultaneous with our partner pageant page, Miss Queen of Hearts Philippines. And let's all welcome our candidate from Atimon and Quezon, Sofia. Good evening, Sofia.
Hi, good evening, everyone from Atiwanan, Quezon.
Wow, looking very beautiful, and I love your background. Sobrang
Thank
very
you.
please meet your supporters and introduce yourself.
Hi, everyone, once again. My name is Sophia May Andanar. I'm 25 years old and I'm proudly representing Atimonan, Quezon. Hello to my fellow Atimonanans and the LGU of Atimonan. Thank you so much for supporting me in this pageant.
Thank you so much, Sophia. And for tonight, we also have our guest and our judge, Miss Lorgina A. Ranga.
Hi.
Hi po, good evening.
Hi.
Good evening, Miss Lorgina. Please introduce yourself to our viewers.
I'm uh, 30 years old, model also. Uh, uh, that's
Thank you so much, Miss Florgina. So while we are waiting for Julia, can you tell us something about yourself, Sophia? Since it's our first time seeing each other together.
Yeah, actually, I am one of the ambassadors of the Filipinos World. It's a TV program that is aired on Cagayan de Oro City. We actually invite a lot of empowered women there so that we could be able to raise awareness. And I love animals. I rescue animals, and I am a lover of matcha flavor.
Well, I also love animals, and that's good. What do you do as an ambassador? Do you host or do you attend events? What are
Yeah,
your activities as an ambassador?
Basically, it's every second of the month, and I have my own segment there, which called PS Corner, which to where I share my pre-recorded videos on how I could inspire the millennials today, and also co-hosting that, and if I have questions or introducing our guests to the people who's watching the Filipinos world.
Well, that's very nice of you. Sobrang ang gagaling lang kasi yung set ng top 10 finalist natin today ay sobrang iba't ibang empowered women from different parts of the Philippines. And as we can see, di ba, hindi lang very empowered career women din, di ba? Marami pa. Are you now working?
I'm actually doing a live streaming for a living.
Oh, where do you live stream? Where do you
Kumu.
stream live? Oh,
Kumu.
Kumu. Yes. I
Live
also
streamer
have
ako.
lots of friends in Kumu.
Yes.
Um, yes. Miss Lorgina, is there anything that you'd like to promote po? You can promote if there is anything you feel like it.
oh, for uh,
Sorry, Miss Lorgina, we can't hear you po.
no, no, up now, narinig ko now.
I can hear you pero medyo choppy lang po.
For topic talaga. Hindi na ako makapag-topic. Lang po is MD Express. Yung business ko, yun naman. May apps na rin siya for if ever na we need one of my company. So, that's all.
That's MD Press. Am I right? Did I pronounce it right.
S D.
Oh, yes, it's a bit choppy, but it's all right. Um, I'm very sure that everyone is excited to have this head-to-head challenge, pero wala pa si Julia. And Sophia, we prepared questions for you and for Julia. Miss Lorgina also prepared set of questions. Are you ready?
Yes, I am ready.
Yes, I can see you're very, very prepared. Pero ako magapa yung mata nanood po ng ano, hindi kagabi. Ayan, hanggang ngayon namamaga po yung mata. Yes. So, I guess it's time to start the question and answer portion. But before that, of course, we'd like to thank our sponsors for tonight. Yes, we'd like to thank our sponsors and our media partners, Abespa Des One, Alo Hotel and Resort, ANA Clothing, ANA Clothing, and where did we go? Montage Skin Science and Aesthetics, Bethlehem, House of Bread, New Placenta, Golden Five Enterprises Corporation, Lolor, Leica and Couture, MCCC Paints, Trading, Panlasang Noity, Meta, Orchid. Thank you so much to everyone who keep on supporting Queen of Hearts Foundation Incorporation. And of course, we'd like to thank and give a very good evening to our CEO who's watching tonight, Queen Mitzi Go Hill. Good evening, Madam Mitzi, and of course to our director, Direk Andrew Dumao, Direk Ferdy, and of course to Direk Ken. Good evening po sa inyo, to the people behind this prestigious pageant. Good evening, Direk. So I guess you're now ready and everyone is very excited. So let's start the Q&A portion. Our first question will be coming from our guest, Miss Lorgina. Miss Lorgina, you can now ask Sophia.
Hi, Sophia.
Hi, good evening po.
Here's my question. Should be why?
I'm sorry, I wasn't able to hear the question properly po.
Oh, okay. Copy.
Yes po. Can you please repeat the question, Miss Lorgina? And there we have it. We have the Julia from Sasmuan, Pampanga already.
I can repeat the question for you, Sophia. Should
Yes
the
po.
should the Philippines lead? Why?
I'm sorry, Miss Lorgina, it's still unclear. Can you please repeat the question, or you can type the question here in our chat group so I can ask the question to Sophia.
Be repeat type.
Okay, while our guest, Miss Lorgina, is still preparing, I would like to welcome our candidate. Hello, Julia from Sasmuan, Pampanga. Please greet our viewers.
Hello, everyone. Good evening. So, I'm sorry, I just need to fix my internet connection before entering our live. So, hello.
Congratulations for being part of the top 10. Please introduce
Thank you.
yourself, Julia. Can you tell me something about yourself since it's our first time meeting each other?
Hello, I am Julia Mendoza. I'm representing Susmuan, Pampanga. I am a business woman and also a freelance model.
Nice meeting you. Thank you for that.
Nice meeting you.
So,
And also, hello to our judges for tonight. Thank you for this opportunity to be with us here in Miss Queen of Hearts Philippines. Hi, Sophia.
Julia! I just messaged you earlier.
Oo nga.
Okay.
Nagchikahan.
ang cute naman. Ganun talaga ang mga queens, di ba? We're not just, this is not just competition, but this is also sisterhood. So, ayan, I guess, Miss Lorgina connection is better now. Miss Lorgina, can you please repeat the question for Sophia, and then next, you will answer Miss Lorgina's question, Julia.
Okay.
Okay. Uh, clear or uh,
It's a bit choppy po, pero you can say your question po, and I'll just repeat it. It's still unclear.
Philippines reclaim why?
Hi.
Okay, I will repeat the question. Ms. Norgina's question is, should the Philippines reclaim the West Philippine Sea and why?
Am I, am I the person to answer?
Yes, please answer, Sophia.
Okay, so I think that with it, when it comes to this issue, it's a long discussion, and I feel like I don't have the right to say a word about it because I honestly am not that knowledgeable enough on what's happening about our West Philippine Sea. But I believe that what's originally from the Philippines should also um, belongs to the Philippines. So with answering the question, yes.
Thank you for your answer, Sophia. And now it is your time to answer the question, Julia. The question is, should the Philippines reclaim the West Philippine Sea and why?
Mm, thank you so much for that question. As Sophia said, we are not more knowledgeable enough about that issue, but I believe that it's still a long process. They are still working on it. And I know that China and Philippines have a good relationship even up to until now. Most of our vaccines came from there. So I know that they can work for it, and we can have a united country with the relationship of China and the Philippines. So I believe that at the end of the day, it will be still at someone's country. We just need to wait for it. It's just a matter of time. Thank you.
Wonderful answers from our two candidates. Thank you so much for that. And it's now my turn to ask you a question. So my question for you is, this is actually the question that was asked to me during our coronation night. So it's a bit it's something more about yourselves. So the first one to answer is Julia, since
Okay.
earlier it was Sophia. So my
Okay.
question is, Julia, what is your greatest achievement in life?
I can honestly say that the greatest achievement in life is when I graduated college. I uh, I was able to share this in our Get to Know Me video in Queen of Hearts TV. Um, Growing up with a poor family, I had to get through a lot of challenges in life just to get proper education. And graduating is one of the most treasured moments in my life because I know that education is the best weapon of the children that they can use in their future. I know that they can have a brighter future ahead of them if we really value education. So that's one of my most achievement moments. Thank you.
Thank you, Julia. Now, Sophia, what is your greatest achievement in life?
I'd like to say that one of the greatest achievement in my life is who I am right now. You know, I've been in the moment where I tend to compare myself with other people. I try to question my faith as well as my abilities. But knowing that I have surpassed that kind of phase in my life, I know that it has transpired me into something that I could grow as a person. And through that, knowing that I am an empowered woman right now, it's really big to me. So it's a really achievement because I was able to accept who I am.
Thank you, ladies, for that answer. Two questions down and more to go. And before we proceed, I'd like to promote the Queen of Hearts sleepwear collection. Please avail and support the Queen of Hearts sleepwear collection since the part of the proceeds will be donated to Queen of Hearts Foundation charity missions. You can avail our sleepwear collection in Shopee, Lazada, and FB Marketplace. Please also like Queen of Hearts sleepwear FB page. Yes. So, we will now have another question from our guest, Miss Lorgina.
This one from the offering.
I'm sorry, Mr. Gina, it's still a bit choppy.
Uh, Should former Philippine president allowed to
I guess mahina talaga ang internet connection kay Mr. Gina. Mr. Gina, if you're using a Bluetooth earphones, can you please unplug the earphones or just use the mic of your phone because it's still choppy po. I'm sorry, medyo hassle talaga. Ang mga pagsubok na hinaharap natin kapag virtual pageant. Not only in pageants, di ba? Kahit sa school, kahit na online class, Zoom meetings, and reports, medyo mahirap talaga when it comes to internet connection. Kaya naman, dapat lagi tayong matyaga at ready kahit anong mangyari. So, ayan, inaayos pa po ni Mr. Gina. Thank you so much po sa ating guest, Mr. Gina, for sparing us some of your time for preparing these questions and at the same time, di ba, sa paglaban sa ating internet connection. Ayan, I think,
Ayan, narinig na?
yes, finally po. Ayan,
Ayan,
narinig na po
sorry
namin
pa.
loud and
Okay.
clear.
Alright. Uh, Here's
Very
the
good.
question for Jolia. Should a former Philippine president be allowed to run for elected office? And why?
Can you repeat the question, ma'am?
Should a former Philippine president be allowed to run for elected office? And why?
Um, Honestly, when I was in college, I used to be a class president, and I also voted twice because of my relation and how I took care of the responsibility being a president. And I believe that if the president can run again for the second time, if he or she was able to connect with the people to help a lot of people to reach more communities, then I believe that he can run again for presidency, because I know that at the end of the day, it's still someone's destiny in that position. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Okay. Sophia, here's the question again. Should a former Philippine president be allowed to run for elected office and why?
Well, I think that it should be allowed, because every one of us has the freedom of choice, and I think it's going to be an advantage for a former president to run again because they have so many platforms that could really make a country a better place to live in. So, it really boils down to their mission on what they are going to contribute to the country, as well as the desire to help our fellow Filipinos. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, ladies, for that and for your answers. And for my question, of course, before I ask you this question, I'd like to send my deepest condolences to the Aquino family. Of course, they're having a rough time now. So my question goes for you, Sophia. I think I'm right. Is
Yes.
there actually this is not a question, but please describe. How will you describe our former president, Noynoy Aquino?
Well, I would really discuss him as someone who put his heart into serving our country. That I may not be knowledgeable that time about his what he have done to our country, because I just really want to have admit that. But at the end of the day, every president of our country also did their best into reaching what we are now. So I just think he was amazing, and rest in peace to the Aquino family.
How about you, Julia? How will you describe our former president, Noynoy Aquino?
I can describe our former president Aquino as a resilient president. I know that in his time, there's a lot of issues going on. There's a lot of catastrophes in the Philippines in his time, and I am just proud of him that he was able to overcome this with also the help of the organization and the administration. So I just want to right now that he's in heaven, I just want to tell him that we are so proud of him that he's done so many things in the Philippines. Thank you.
Thank you, baby. Thank you for your answers. And of course, again, Queen of Hearts, Miss Queen of Hearts would like to thank our sponsors, Abbas Fortes, One Nala Hotel and Resort Inn, including and company Montaggio, Skin Science and Aesthetic, Bethlehem House of Bread, New Placenta, Golden Pine Enterprises Corporation, Lalor, Leica and Couture, MCCC Paints Trading, Panlasang Noity, and Meta Arya. Many sponsors. Thank you so much, sponsors. And are you still ready for the next questions? Oh, nawala si Julia. Julia, nandyan ka pa ba? Ayan, nawala na nga po ulit si Julia. So, okay lang yan. At least, nandito pa si Sofia. Julia, naririnig mo ba kami?
Hello, okay, my connection is good now. Yeah,
Okay lang
ready
yan.
pa,
Julia.
ready pa.
Laban tayo. Laban
Laban.
lang. Okay. For your next question, again, it will be coming from Miss Regina.
Wait na.
It's my turn this time, right?
Yes, it's
Okay.
your turn, Julia. Ready ka ba?
Ready naman. Pero I think mas ready si Sofia because of the
Kaya nga, nabigla din po ako.
Wala.
we were not informed, Sofia, ha?
Yes, grabe ang syempre palaban na palaban talaga, no?
I just have to say lang kasi I did had a mistake saying this. Condolences to the Aquino family and rest in peace to our former president Benigno Aquino.
Yeah.
Okay. There you go. Here's the question for you, Sophia. What can be done to attract foreign investment in business and industry?
I think using of the technology right now, we are so blessed that we are in a 21st century where technology is really rampant, and it's the main usage of people right now. So I think through having the social media, we could really post something that we could attract business owners from across the country to, be interested in our Philippines, because this is this will not only benefit our businesses here in the Philippines, but also the Philippines economy itself.
All right. Okay. Thank you.
It's now your turn.
Okay, can you it's my
Yes.
turn, right? But can you
Yes,
repeat
your
the
turn.
question, ma'am?
Okay. For Jolia, what can be done to attract foreign investment in business industry?
Um for me, I believe that during this pandemic, we face a lot of uncertainties and many people lost their job. So I think we should promote more on our local products by using our social media. As you can see, many of the Filipinos right now are pushing their online selling because it's very relevant nowadays. It can really promote your business. And if we can just help our Filipino, especially in the remote area, that we can promote our local products, it's not just we are not just only helping the Filipino with their daily lives, but we are also promoting the tourism and the products of the Philippines. Yeah, that's it. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Sophia and Julia. And again, this time it's your turn pa rin, Julia. Yes. My question is, let's say that your grandmother doesn't want to get vaccinated for COVID-19. How will you convince your grandmother to get the COVID-19 vaccine?
Actually, sad to say, my grandmother already passed away, but I still want to answer that. Um, I really want to convince my grandmother to get a vaccine, as well as my mom. My mom also, she is afraid to get vaccine because she saw a lot of fake news in social media. So what I want to respect my mom's decision because at the end of the day, it's still her health, it's still her body. But I just want to be tested first so that she can know what are the effects of the vaccine. And lastly, I just want to tell her that I want to cherish the moments that we have with her and together with my family so that we can still um, live long and fulfill my duties and responsibilities as her granddaughter. So that's all. Thank you.
Pablo, on a question, are you willing to get vaccinated?
Yes, I am willing. Actually, I am scheduled next week.
Yes,
So
thank you
I'm
for
really,
that,
really.
Julia.
Yeah,
How
because
about,
I believe that if we
yes,
get vaccine, it's not just us protecting ourselves. We are also protecting the community we are part of and the nation. It's just a small step, but it's a big help for everyone. Thank you.
that's right, Julia. And Sophia, let me rephrase the question. Are you willing to get vaccinated? And in case your grandma or anyone from your family is not in favor of getting vaccinated, how will you convince them to get a COVID-19 vaccine?
Well, honestly speaking, I am pro-vaccine. I really want to have myself vaccinated. So I think I already get their concerns on why they are afraid into getting vaccines, simply because a lot of people are really telling stories about its side effects, and we could really not invalidate the feelings of other people if they are really afraid to get vaccinated because of the things that they can see on social media. So, what I could actually tell them on how I could convince them is it's better to have our side effects rather than to be unprotected in this time of pandemic. We have to think that this pandemic, if we are not going to get vaccinated now, it will just, the pandemic will just prolong, more lives will lost, and I just could really imagine how our each and every one of us are protected right now, and we have um we are going back to what we used to do before a pandemic. So I think that having them convincing them through that kind of thinking is maybe the way for me to let them to have themselves vaccinated with any available vaccine right now in the Philippines.
Thank you, Julia and Sophia. Three questions from me and from Mr. Gina, but two questions more to go from each of us. So we still have plenty questions to go. So I just wanna ask you muna na something very, very light lang. Ready na ba kayo and excited na ba kayo to fly here in Manila? Oh no, hindi pala kayo nilipat, but to travel here in
So,
Manila.
Yeah.
We're just waiting for the other candidates na lang. We're so excited to see them. So, ako, I'm here in Manila na eh.
Oh, talaga?
Ah.
So do you have a place here or are you
Yeah,
renting?
I'm just renting. I'm just here in Manila with my family.
Wow, how about you, Sophia? Are you ready?
I'm actually living in Taytay, Rizal, but right now I'm in Atimonan, Quezon. That's why I have this beautiful setup with me, and I'll do my makeup right now and the dress.
Bongga.
Grabe nga kabongga eh. Parang pang coronation night.
true.
Nagulat ako. Akala ko coronation na. Hindi ako na-inform.
Kaya nga hindi talaga kami informed. Actually, before this live stream, I'm still doing my report in work kasi
Ah,
urgent, meron kailangan. So, I'm really not that prepared, but I'm very, very excited. And last Wednesday, we weren't able to have a live stream kasi I just got vaccinated. I just got my COVID-19 vaccine. So, yun yung pumasok sa isip ko kung bakit ko kayo natanong.
actually,
Sa,
I was scheduled sana. Pero, I heard some of my friends na may one day daw ata na pwede kang magka-fever. And we will have a meet-to-meet on Sunday. So, sabi ko, after na lang, bago mag-coronation, para kung may effects, hindi ako magkakasakit or ready ako. Kaya hindi muna ako nagpa-vaccine.
Yes, actually, it's different in all of the people. Kasi there are people na nagkakaroon sila ng side effect. But unlike
Mm-mm.
me, ako wala naman ako na-feel except dun sa nilagyan ng
Nakakanga.
vaccine
Ah, ah.
mismo. Yan. Pero side effects, fever, and wala ko na lang. And yes, Miss Lorgina is still here and okay na yung connection niya. Miss Lorgina, if there's anything you'd like to promote, baka pwede niyo po i-promote ulit since kanina po choppy yung connection so that we can, yes, we can hear your businesses po.
Business. I can
Yung
promote.
pwede niyo po
Yung
promote.
SNDT Express. That's
Oh,
courier.
okay.
Okay, that's it. Yeah, that's
Ayun.
only. Alright. Mm-hmm.
Okay, thank you, Miss Lorgina. And again, you will be asking your question now for our candidates. And now it's Sophia's turn. Tama?
Oh,
Yes,
it's
po, you
me.
can ask.
Okay. It's
Sorry.
sorry. Okay, it's Sophia. Here's your question. The Philippines has more than 7,000 islands. How can we be best unite the people?
I think that the best way for us to unite everyone is to listen to our own voices. Like we should be very open into receiving the opinions of others because through this we could have a collaborative effort for us to be able to maybe raise awareness on the things that is really happening in our country. I think it really boils down to understanding one another, regardless of where region we are or whether we are in Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao. Knowing that we have 7,700 plus islands, it's really hard. But if we just open our mind and our heart to understanding each other, I think that in that way we could be all united. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Okay, for Julia, again, here's your question. The Philippines has more than 7,000 islands. How can we be unite the people?
um, During this time in pandemic, we face a lot of challenges. Many people lost their job. Also, some people need to close down their business, and most of the students push to stop their education. I just want to focus on community pantry. Community pantry is something that we are doing as a family. So I believe that doing a community pantry, it creates unity in everyone. And even it's just in community, we can also touch other people's lives by giving even small amount of help. It can lead to big changes and we can be united. Thank you.
Thank you. Back to you, Miss.
Thank you, Miss Lorgina. And now my question for Julia and for Sophia is, what was the hardest sacrifice you had to make when preparing for this title? Again, my question is, what was the hardest sacrifice you had to make when preparing for this title?
Am I
Me
going?
first
Yes,
or
yes, you can answer now, Julia.
okay. I just want to tell you who, for those people who don't know me, I am the breadwinner of the family. So joining beauty pageant is so hard for me. This has been my lifelong dream. That's why I am really pushing it. And also, I I made a lot of sacrifices, especially I'm working. I also have a small business, and I am also doing practice for Q&A, for pasarela training, a lot of that. So it's not just the finances that I sacrifice, the time, the effort, and also the mental health and physical physical health. As you can see, I lose weight really whenever I'm joining pageant. I lose weight because of the activities, and also, working at the same time, and helping to our community. That's one of my biggest sacrifice. But I believe that God has a purpose. That is why I am here. And I just really want to, with my story, I want to touch everyone lives with my inspiring story, that if I can do it, I know that most of our youth can also do it, and also with the help of our organization. Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you, Julia. Again, let me repeat the question. What was the hardest sacrifice you had to make when preparing for this title, Sophia?
Thank you. I actually agree to Julia, no, when it comes to the physical things that we do as a candidate. But I really wanted to relate it to myself because one thing that I did sacrifice in this competition for me to fight for where I am right now is my self-doubt. Just earlier, I was actually talking to my makeup artist, and then I am actually telling him that I was really nervous. Can I do this interview? And then he just really motivates me, and then he kept on reminding me na kaya mo yan, Pia, kaya mo yan, kaya mo before, kaya mo rin ngayon. So having that support that I have even before I face in front of the camera is really fulfilling to me. So I have every time that I actually feel the self-doubt that I have, I just immediately dismantle it to my brain, because I know that wouldn't really help me into clinching one of the crowns of the Miss Queen of Hearts.
Thank you so much, ladies. Singit ko lang, no? It's parang every time I do this live stream, I feel very casual, and at the same time, I feel very happy talking with you kasi I can really relate kung ano man yung mga hinuhugot at pinanggagalingan natin, di ba? Kasi you're all empowered women here, and at the same time, di ba,
Yeah.
career-oriented women na nag-work, yung iba nag-aaral. But at the same time, we have this goal, we have this dream, kaya nakakaya natin na i-push lahat to inspire other people, and of course to promote our advocacy. So sobrang nakaka-proud naman talaga lahat ng sumasali sa mga pageants, not just in Miss Queen of Hearts, pero sa lahat, diba? To have that lakas ng loob para pumarap sa mga tao, sobrang laking nakakahanga na talaga siya. Yes. Okay, so
Okay.
we already had four questions, and the last question to go from me, and of course from Miss Lorgina. So back to you, Miss Lorgina.
Okay, Joya, here's your question again. The Philippines is a tourist destination. How can it be improved to draw more tourists?
When it comes to that, I believe that we really do have a lot of tourist spot, but people nowadays, especially me, we are so reckless when it comes to using our or going to tourist spot in our Philippines. So I really want to focus on our environment. Um, Study shows that if a person does commit 21 days, if she or he commit a habit, it will become a habit. So why not by just simply throwing the trash in the garbage can and use a recycled materials? With that, we are recycled materials, especially like the wooden straw or the stainless straw or plates, cups. We can do that. We can use that. Not just by that, but we are also helping the local people with their local products, with their lives. We are not just only helping the local people, but also we are helping the environment to be more beautiful, to be to have more tourist spot in the Philippines. It's just a simple action, but we can make a big difference in our tourist spot in the Philippines. Thank
Okay.
you.
Okay. Okay. Again, here's Sophia. Here's the question. The Philippines is a tourist destination. How can it be improved to draw more tourists?
Well, honestly speaking, I wasn't able to have the opportunity to travel outside the Philippines, but knowing that we have a social media right now, which is really powerful, I believe. But one thing that I know that is really effective into promoting tourist spots, specifically the Philippines, is through word of mouth, because we could really raise curiosity about the people who's really curious on one's tourist destination. Like I'm really right now I'm in Atimonan. We have so many tourist destination, and I actually live in Taytay. So if people are going to ask me what we can offer as an Atimonanin, I could definitely share the experience that I have here, the culture and the festivals that we have, so that I could let him or her get curious, so that he or she could also um, be really engaged into or determined to go here in our place. So I think um, having those initiatives that I have as an individual is really effective, and I know that a lot of people also do that. Even though that they're not from Quezon, they're from different parts of the Philippines. That is, I think, the effective way for us to promote our tourism.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, ladies. And now for the final question, my last question. It is, tell us about your biggest disappointment and how you bounced back from it. Go ahead, Sophia.
That's really hard question. I cannot really get to give a specific disappointment, because there are some phase in my life that I did disappoint myself. But one thing that I am really thankful about that is that I learned from it, and through that I convert it into strength, that I know that it can make me an empowered person today. And even though that we have so many regrets, so many disappointments in life, one thing's for sure, that we should take it into advantage where we could really grow as a person. So it's really hard for me to answer that specifically, but that is how I want to say it to the people who's watching this.
Okay, how about you, Julia? Tell us about your biggest disappointment and how you bounced back from it.
Maybe I just want to be. It's the same thing with Sophia. It's very hard to be specific, but I've experienced a lot of rejection, especially when I am trying to apply for work or any job. There's a lot of rejection that I've experienced. Not just that, but when I was a kid. So with that, I know that. Those painful experiences that I have, those rejections, really mold me to be the best person that I am today. And that's why I really want to share this to everyone, that those painful experiences that you have, rejections, disappointments, pain, will make you stronger, independent, and be the best version of yourself. Thank you.
And there you have it. Thank you so much, ladies, for the on point answers to our questions. Of course, we'd like to thank our guest and judge for tonight, Miss Lorgina Ranga. Miss Lorgina, is there anything that you'd like to say before we say goodbye?
No, thank you guys. So good luck, ladies, for the final on July 25. Thank you so much for having me here. Okay. Oh,
Thank
that's
you,
it.
Miss
Thank you.
Lorgina.
Thank you
Thank you
so
so much. And of course,
much.
thank you, Sophia and Julia. Is there anything that you'd like to say to your supporters, people you want to thank or you'd like to promote? Go ahead, Julia.
Okay. So again, thank you so much, Miss Lorgina. Am I right?
Yes,
Yes.
Yeah,
Lorgina.
for
Yes,
the
okay.
opportunity to be here with us. We really appreciate it. And I hope we see you on our coronation night or on other activities of Miss Queen of Hearts, as well as our beautiful host. Hope to see you soon. Okay, so I just want to invite everyone to our big night on July 5, 2021. I hope you watch us and support every candidate. And thank you so much again for the people who supported me since day one. Thank you so much. God bless us and keep safe.
How about you? Go ahead, Sophia.
Ayan, thank you so much for those people who's watching us right now, especially to my family in Rizal right now. They're watching from Rizal, and I just wanted to shout out to those people in front of me right now, the LG of Atemonan who arranged all of this. My makeup artist, Sir Nestor Amira, Ate Yaga, Tita, Mama Deo, Kija, and Jessie. Alam ko madami pa akong gustong sabihin na
Salamat.
nasa LGU. And then for the host, Miss Georgina Julia and MJ, thank you so much for this opportunity. And yeah, I will see you all on the coronation night.
Thank you so much, ladies.
Perfect.
And of course, would like also to thank again our sponsors. Abes Pardas, One Ala Hotel and Resort Inn, including in company Montage Skin Science and Aesthetics, Bethlehem, House of Bread, New Placenta, Golden Pine Enterprises Corporation, Lalor, Leica Ad Couture, MCCC Paints, Trading, Panlasang Noipi, Meta, Oriet. And of course, again, thank you, Miss Georgina. Thank you, Miss Mitzi, Direct Ken, Sir Ferdy, thank you, Direct Andrew, thank you, everyone. And of course, to get more updates and to support your favorite candidates' journey, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, Queen of Hearts TV. And please like our fashion pages, Miss Queen of Hearts Philippines and Queen of Hearts Foundation Incorporation. I'm very, very happy to spend this evening with you, ladies. Thank you so much for tonight. And sobrang ganda nyo. And congratulations. Nasagot nyo lahat ng tanong. There's no need to worry about anything. And I'm so excited to meet you on July 5. So, yan. Yes,
Okay.
magkikita-kita na tayo. So, that's it, guys. Once again, I am Mary Joy Ararakap, your Miss Tourism Worldwide Philippines 2020. Have a pleasant evening, everyone, and see you all in our next episode of Miss Queen of Hearts Philippines Head-to-Head Challenge.
Good night.
Thank you,
so much.
Good night.
everyone.
Thank you, guys.
It's a
Good
wrap.
luck, girls.
Thank you.
Okay.